right, a beautiful afternoon wherever you're watching us. Welcome on the show. Welcome to the talk show. It's the Spotlight with your friend Akim Ogumilade. I'm going to be your host in this beautiful edition as usual. And today we will be looking at another contemporary topic, the objective of why we keep drilling this issue of entertainment industry in Canada, the Nigerian Canadian sector of it is because we want to be able to document what it was like, what it is like, and we also look into the future so that even new immigrants with time will be able to look at it in terms of, oh, how was the transitioning, who were the key players, how was it like, that's why we keep nailing it. It's the part three of this program, and it's titled the Nigerian Canadian Entertainment Industry Trill. And with me to discuss these on this beautiful episode is no other person than another lady of repute who has, in the past 4 years, has been able to make way for our own niche as an entertainment person. She's not just she's not just an entertainment person per se, but she's also someone who does a lot of things within the entertainment industry. It's my pleasure this beautiful episode. I will be introducing her formally very soon, but just giving you a heads up that we'll be having with us live in the studio no other person than Emilian Andrew. She is a reality TV show star. We all know that global trending Nigeria Housewives of Toronto. I don't know. She's going to explain that, but it's really gone global and phenomenal. And these ladies are doing well. She's one of the star actresses on that beat. She's also a compere and MC. She's a socialite. She's a community mover, and she's a lover of good things. I will be bringing her live on this episode of the show after this time. But before we go, also, there is a good news on this program. The Spotlight started over a couple of years ago. We've had sponsors in the past, and we came back again bigger and better in 2022. And it is my pleasure to let you know now that we have a new sponsor on this program. Ladies and gentlemen, wherever you're watching, if you're in Toronto and you need a realtor, you need someone who understands the terrain. You need someone who knows his onions. That one clicks, one beautiful offer, and you get your dream home. I am presenting that to you this beautiful afternoon. He's no other person than Mr. Bayo Olaoshebikon of Century 21 Realty Company. And they are the ones sponsoring the program now. And it's such a pleasure to have them. Whatever you think of having you want to buy your property, you want to sell your property, just contact buyer on 647-913-1934. Moving forward, they're going to be sponsoring us for the next 2 quarters, and we are really excited to have them. So let's get to the business of the day, guys. Let's take our first commercials, and after the commercial break, we're going to return, and when we return, we will be inviting our guest live to the studio. Stay with me. Don't go nowhere. It is the Spotlight with Akim Ogumilade. I'll be right back. All right, so get in touch with Bayer once again on 647-913-1834. Welcome back to the show. It's the Spotlight. My name is Akim Ogumilade. I'm going to be your host. We're ready. I want to introduce to you guys another person. Once again, then that lady I've spoken about, her name is Emilian Andrew, and it's a pleasure having you in the studio. Emily, welcome on the show.
Hey, hi Akim, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. All right, so Emilian, today again we're looking at the trail in the industry, and I know you used to be a supporter of good things in the community. You are a go-to person when it comes to event promotions, event consultancy, event management. You're there for people. You stand for them, and you go out physically. You go out outside your comfort zone to make sure you support people in the community. And this is a trend that has gone unnoticed. I have noticed the few people like you in the community like that. Apart from you having your own, your own 8 to 5 job. Apart from you having your family to take care of. Apart from you having your acting career, which you're pushing greatly, we still see you support people, and that's why we picked you to be someone who will be talking to us on this episode of the show. But before we begin to take questions from you, our audience would like to meet you. Can you tell us about yourself, Emilian?
Once again, my name is Emilian Andrew, an actress, one of the producers and castmates of the reality show Niger Wives of Toronto. I'm also a socialite, and red carpet MC and a brand ambassador.
Awesome, awesome. Well, I didn't even add that. You've been a brand ambassador. That's great. That's great. So now let's go to the first question. We want to look at the Nigerian, before the COVID era. How would you describe the social center in terms of entertainment, partying, events of any nature in within the community? How would you describe it before COVID?
Before COVID, we had a large turnout of people that come out for events, for parties, whatever you have out there. People are always coming out, dressed up, and yeah, there wasn't any problem then. People were always coming out for events for sure, especially the Nigerian community.
Yeah, no doubt. That's why that would say we Nigerians we love partying.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, when we look at it in this part of the world where we are, I think having to go outside is actually therapeutic because if care is not taken, you just realize that you spend years not being able to actually enjoy your own leisure time or doing something with your life. So now let's look at after COVID now, because I think we are in post-COVID era. What
Mm-hmm.
would you say has changed in terms of what it looked like before COVID, in terms of one, number of events, then two, in terms of people turning out, and also in terms of like response, apart from people turning out, like what does it look like? I understand now that people have 2, 3 events the same day and there are a lot of clashes, but still, I just want to take your own view about it. Like, what has changed after COVID in the current times?
Before COVID, we have had events, but after COVID, it's like we have more events now. A lot of people are doing so many shows, boat cruises, barbecues, and people are turning up. But mid COVID, because of the number of people that were allowed to be in a certain place, the turnout wasn't that much. Like let's say a boat cruise, you had like about 500 capacity, and you're told you can only bring in 50% of such people. So that means you only had about 250 people, for that boat cruise event. So that was mid COVID. But now it's like a lot of things have changed. People are coming out. We have large turnout of people, even people that never used to go out. Now they want to go out because almost 2 years everybody was indoors, nowhere to go, nothing to do. So you see a lot of people that don't normally go out, that all they do is walk, walk, walk. Now they want to go out. They ask me most times, tell me, Emilia, what's going on? Which event is coming up? Which I need to go out? What's going on? I'm bored at home. So people are really going out. Even when you have 3 events in a day, I'm telling you, people are coming out now. People are really going out. The old, the young, even the older ones that never used to go out, they're all going out now, which is good.
Awesome, awesome. Okay. Here we are in 2022, and for example, I want to take this question from a very different angle. As for someone like me who has had background in event management, event consultations, I've done that over in the past 15, 20 years, even at the level of a state government where I was working as an acting director of finance with ventures unit of a broadcasting service in
Mm-hmm.
Nigeria. I understand a lot of things about events and planning and clashing. Now, let's take a look at it. Now, do you have any worries that with the number of events, let's take, for example, this year now, previously, we've only had maybe just two boat cruises, and
Yeah,
everybody comes. But this year now, I know we've had close to six, seven, eight different boat cruises, all from one community. Do you think that do you think that is a good planning in such a way that the value of the beauty of we coming out to enjoy, that those boat cruises, do you think it is not going to lose its value over time when we have them overflogged?
definitely not a good planning. And for sure, if they continue like that, it's going to lose its value. Because I said it the same thing. People are used to two boat cruise events every summer. All of a sudden, about four different ones came up, and people are like, who are these people? So I realized the first two boat cruise, they had a large turnout, but the other boat cruise, they didn't really have that much turnout because people got tired of the same thing, because there's nothing different. It's just going on the boat, having fun, dancing, the DJ playing music. So there wasn't the planning. I didn't real I said the same thing too. There wasn't a good planning. I feel that is where corporations should come and collaboration. You guys can team up together and and organize something instead of different individuals doing the same thing. And sometimes it's like same weekend, one on a Friday and another one on a Saturday. Definitely not a good idea.
Now,
It
what
also affected the turnout too.
Yeah, thank you so much. So, because I said my purpose of this conversation is documenting these facts. I'm going to mention I know of all white Toronto boat
Both
cruise
cruise,
before now.
yeah.
I know Onta also did a
Onta,
boat
yeah.
cruise. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Now, immediately after that, we had Pasuma on the boat. We had a lot, like two different celebrity blah 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 on the boat. Now, what you just said it, like in terms of cooperation. How do you think? Let's. I want you to remedy it from your own perspective because you have thought about it as well. What do you think is a way out for those people to begin to work together so that the value of these events don't get watery over time?
Because at the end of the day, they are promoters. I know they do these shows to entertain people and also to make profits. I don't see anything wrong for two promoters to collaborate together and have a very big, like big mega event, a boat cruise or something, instead of having two different ones, same month, same weekend, or maybe 1 week difference. So it's just for me for them to cooperate. That's what I think. And I know we have that's one of the problems we have in the Nigerian Canadian entertainment industry. Everybody want to do their own thing, which sometimes backfires on them. But if they can join together as a team, I know first of all the other person has his own entertainment name, the other individual has his own entertainment name, but you guys can put out a name there or just put okay in conjunction with this other entertainment company, we are hosting this event and all that. That way I believe you won't have such a where you have an event and only few people are there. You lost money because you have tickets to sell and people are not buying tickets because they are tired because they just came back from almost the same thing and they don't want to do the same thing again. Yeah, that's what I think. They should just try and cooperate. They don't have to be, it's a business thing. It's not a friendship thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Emily and Andrew there. For those of you just joining us, it's still the Spotlight Talk Show, and today we're looking at the trail analysis of what the Nigerian Canadian industry looks like, and at the same time, we're beginning to profile solutions, suggestive ideas of how a synergy could be the better way, the way out. I'm not going to lose out on one thing again that where competition also has its own advantage. When there is a competition, one thing happens, which is the smartest begin to look at improving what I have to do to make my own event the best. And now, well, let's take a look at it. For example, what we've always had, we are using the case of boat cruises, for example, is there is always dinner, then you buy drinks yourself. Now, the last boat cruise I attended, I was working. I work with most of those people behind the scene. Um, Now, the last one I noticed now, they brought an artist, a female artist came to present, entertain people. I think that's the next stage, like, okay, then people begin to look at how do I add value to my own, in such a way that, okay, when you come to mind, you feel a bit different. And when we look at, for example, Jimmy Alashala's last all white boat cruise, the boat was kind of different. It's not like the normal boat we see. There were different rules. People couldn't go outside because I don't know. It looked really, really beautiful. I must confess. They had a VIP session whereby they had people specially attending to them. I feel these are part of the advantages of the competition, but at the same time, on the overall as a community, I think we should work together. That takes me to the next question, Emilian. Excuse me. In the entertainment industry and social circles, could you tell us people who like the key players that that have been very relevant in the past and are still relevant, and what they have done that makes you feel that, yeah, they are worth mentioning on this program?
Yeah, like you said, you mentioned some of them already. We have Onta, we have Jimmy Alashala, we have MC Morris, we have I'll say DJK, Echo Vision. They are trying to come up now with events. We have we have the comedians like MC Morris, Didon, Grand Commander, who else? George Peters, yeah. Who else? Hmm. And also we have our filmmakers too. We have Adewale Donald. We have you too, Akim. We have what's his name? I always forget my friend's name. Yeah, we have few people that are trying to, make the entertainment live in Toronto, Nigerian, Canadian entertainment community to be alive so that because before we had all this, but it's like now it's really getting really popular. A lot of things are really coming up. We have movies coming up, we have events, shows, award shows. Even Lola Lao too. She had the award show the other time, and I see that the second edition is coming up. So yeah, people like that have been trying to, bring up events, to bring people in and make the entertainment industry, you know, come alive more, if that's the word.
All right. Thank you so much for those name mentioned. I see that you focused very well on Ontario. I know that we have Finas in Calgary doing great work.
Yeah,
We have
true.
PBF movies also there. We also have some movers and shakers in Ottawa who are liaising with people from Toronto. Well, we give it up to Toronto. Like when you talk about it,
Toronto is at the end of the day, Toronto is the place.
yeah,
Other places are coming up, like Calgary, Edmonton,
yeah.
but it can't be compared to Toronto at the end of the day.
Exactly, exactly. Now let's
Yeah,
talk about you mentioned the comedians. That is, because for people just watching, we are being holistic here when we talk about entertainment. We're talking about the filmmakers, just like you mentioned. People in talk shows, people doing awards, people doing parties. Promoters, artists who sing. We're talking about all of them as a whole. Now, you mentioned the issue of comedians, and I want to raise it with you that there was I work with all those people as well, but for the purpose of documentation, I feel it's good we always evaluate situations of this nature. Before COVID, very well, we had more of MC Maurice, who was the one who I would describe as it was more popular in terms of his content, his charisma, and his goodwill. Because for someone like me, I am always I'm involved in a lot of events behind the scenes, and I know recommendations left, right. The community is wide. People don't just know. At times, people just think it's the community in Toronto. No, for those of us who do videography, who do photography, who do event management consulting, we know that the community in Nigeria is very wide. We have them all over. I travel a lot of weekends. If it's wide, and Nigerians are there. You get a community and you'll be surprised, like, whoa, like saying like 500 Nigerians grooving. You barely know just one or two of them. You are just invited to come and walk. So when I'm talking like this and I make assertions about a personality, be rest assured I know what I'm saying. MC Boris broke a jinx, went out of the Toronto community, both formal sectors, because we have, even in our community, we have the formal gatherings. Where there's some people in Oakville, there's some people in
Hamilton,
Hamilton,
yeah.
in London.
London, yeah.
These people, they don't have much more of the groove. So once they have one groove, you see them, they're all suited. And then there are some other communities as well that are Igbo people. Like, I went for an event, and I was like, wow, I was seeing a lot of people. Now, going back to where I'm coming from in terms of MC Maurice, I feel MC Maurice was that person who was known all over before COVID, back to back events, and he kept building and his own brand. He started with my earring season one in partnership with Starboy, the fell out, and he went ahead with a part two, which was great. And with the third edition he just had, which is still a very, very uncommon event, uncommon in the sense that I've not seen events where they were spraying people bundle of dollars, not one, not two, not three, not 10. I don't know how what is proved that true, but it's all beautiful. Now, in terms of the comedy, I know along the line he had friends, other people, the Don, um, Firstborn, Mr. President, all of them. They started working together as team. They were doing skits, they're always together and doing stuff. Now, I think that was how it grew into the um the comedy club thing that was going on in Suya Sport,
Yeah,
and
payday, payday
Make
love.
Me Laugh, And after that, I see they don't want to do his own show, and we are observers, right? I noticed. Okay, MC Maurice had another show outside Toronto, then Ankara Festival in Ottawa. Now, we came back here again and we saw the Don did now Payday Laugh is back, but I don't see the Don. Now before then, I think they did something called the Kings of Comedies, and I was surprised we didn't see MC Maurice on that. I don't. Do you think the comedy industry? Do you think these guys are united or something is going on?
Um, I'm not gonna say too much. I actually know what's going on, but when it comes to big friends, people are friends before they become business partners, and sometimes personal issues get in the way, and you notice they're not, as close as they used to be before. So when it comes to that aspect, I noticed Morris has been doing his thing, and Didon and the other guys have been doing their thing. I believe they are gonna come back, as they used to, like you said. But for now, personal stuff, kind of made each person wants to do their thing. Because I saw the flyer for the Payday Lab, and I saw it was only Didon. Morris wasn't there, but you never know. It could be Morris just decided to do his own thing, and Didon said, "Okay, I want to continue with this." You know what I mean? But I promise you, maybe next summer, they are all coming together with Morris, with the Don, with Mr. President. They are gonna have a show, every one of them together for sure.
Well, there is already a show where they are all coming on stage. I don't really know much about the show, but I know there is something
But
already.
it's not organized by them though.
Yeah, it's not organized by them. Yeah, not organized by them. So
Okay.
that's business, strictly business. Well,
That's strictly business.
thank you for that advice and thank you for the way you responded to Brit. Let's move on to the next question here. No doubt you said it. Toronto is the mega hub. It's the central happening place. And as a community person, will you say we have a large active Nigerian who responds to event? Active Nigerian community who responds to event. Would you say so? Do people respond like you just see an advert you don't know and you just go? Would you rate that? That's how we respond to event.
Mm, I wouldn't say we have a large number of Nigerians that respond active to events, because most times people that respond to events could be your friends, your family members, and maybe church members, maybe people you've met, and you have to personally send. flyers to them. And there are actually some people that just see a flyer and like, oh, especially those like what you said, those in Oakville, Hamilton, Grove, London. People like that don't want to know who's organizing. All they know is there's an event coming up.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll be there.
But
So,
Toronto
but for
people,
you said, but for Toronto, sometimes they have their own people, and
yeah,
they rather attend events of their own people than other people's events. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
the situation where they had the this Yoruba musician that came, I've forgotten his name,
Oshupa,
Oshupa, and there was another event on that same day. If you notice, the people that are friends and close to the person organizing that event were there, and the other event had his own, people there and all that. So that's what I'm trying to say. Sometimes that
yeah.
division is there. Yeah.
And that takes us to the bottom line again in terms of these promoters working together. When they don't work
Mm-hmm.
together, they're gonna eventually they're gonna be losses.
Yeah, there are gonna be losses. Yeah.
And because for example, let's mention it, Oshupa's event in terms of we are we for some of us we just sit down, we get all first-hand information. It was not a large a very impressive
At
turnout.
all. Yeah,
When
it
you look
wasn't.
at Prince George, there is no way, like, when we, when we look at his antecedent, he had very great shows in the past, very successful teamwork and everything. And
Mm-hmm.
when we got close to COVID, getting started into COVID, he had the Bosch show, the Pursue show he planned it again. It was Bosch. It didn't walk through. And now he brought another person. From my own perspective, in terms of viability, we've looked at a trail. Oshupa is not the first time he's coming to Canada. We've
Yeah.
looked at it like he doesn't. His fans are very unique, and there is what it takes to pull such fans out, which I
Yeah.
feel one way or the other. Maybe George doesn't have because of his style, his finesse, his body language in the community. Now, when we look at all these, I feel those were what we're responsible for that event. That
True.
it wasn't a smooth one. So I feel that there is also a need for people in the community to look at calendars. Like, people should plan. I know the likes of Shivin Kafarinde has tried bringing people together, promoters,
Yeah.
together,
Mm-hmm.
so it doesn't, but it didn't work in the sense that there are other outside people. People just have the funds and the
Uh,
feel don't need to react to
exactly.
anybody, and they just go ahead. They just,
And also, yeah, some of the things I hear about these promoters, I don't want to mention names, but you mentioned one of their names, is integrity.
hmm,
I hear sometimes they organize shows without even paying the vendors they're using. They don't even the person coming to sing, sometimes they don't pay them enough.
hmm,
And at the end of the day, when people find out that, they've been duped, if that's the word, you don't gradually people start hearing things about you and don't want to associate with you, even when you have a show they wouldn't want to be there. You know what I mean? I
yeah.
know some names that I've heard, and this is what is affecting them right now.
Hmm. Awesome. Thank you so much, Emilian Andrew. For those of you just
Mm.
joining us, it's 28 minutes into the show, and here we are. We are breaking down, we're evaluating, we're looking at our growth rate indexes, factors affecting the Nigerian Canadian entertainment industry. And that's the objective of this documentation, like a talk
Mm-hmm.
show. We will be taking another break. Let's visit our commercial ends, and when we return, the show continues. Don't go nowhere. I'll be right back. All right, welcome back wherever you're watching us. It's still the Spotlight Talk Show. Thanks to our sponsors, Bayo Allow Shebikon of 21 of century21.ca. You want to have your dream house. Don't think it's not possible. A lot of people have been misled by ESAs, like, oh, it's this, it's that. No, the right person to talk to, who would tell you how to achieve your dream, is no other person than that multi-award winning realtor, Bayo or Lao Shebikon. His phone number is 647 913 1934. reach out to him and he's going to really be able to assist you. We're moving back to the studio where we have my guest already waiting for us to continue our conversation. Hi, Emilian. Thank you so much for staying tuned.
You're welcome.
All right. So now let's continue the conversation. Every industry has its own peculiarity. Now, you have been a compare here, a MC or host. There is a way we receive our Nollywood celebrities in Canada. Do you think when we go back home, do you think they also receive us that way as practitioners from this part of the world?
Definitely not. No, I noticed they don't because a few of our colleagues that have traveled back to Nigeria, they don't get that treatment that they get here when they come here. And I don't know why. Maybe they are not popular enough, or the celebrities they have over there in Nigeria, you know, feel like, you know, we are not noticed. Or I don't even know what to say, but I know, but that's for sure we don't get such treatment. Like the way we welcome them here, we interview them. I don't really see that back in Nigeria when our colleagues go back there.
All right, thank you so much for that cute response. And that is why I have been very different to it. I know how we work out here in Canada.
Mm.
With no free penny, no free dime, dollar.
Yep,
And we work so hard. And when these people come, we go out of our way.
our way. Yeah,
We dress up, makeup, we go spend money for them.
our money. Yeah,
And now this has not changed because I've noticed I've had complaints from people. And when we're looking at the entertainment industry, when we're talking this way, it's very important we mention things like this. That over time, it will get to a point where anybody would be coming and people would not come out to welcome them because it's a classified waste of time. When if I can call you when I'm home, like, oh, and you respond like, oh, we have a contact. Are you gonna come? But I know a lot of people have complained about this. So I think that's a take home for people back home in Nigeria. When you come here, we celebrate we house you people, we host you people,
we
we
host you.
do
Yeah,
everything to make you feel good. But when we go back there, it's not like that. So
it's not like that.
I thank you so much for that response. Now it takes us to you being can you tell us some game changers you met in the industry who are keeping the flag high? People you can mention and say, "Oh, I'm proud of what they're doing as changers contemporarily in 2022."
2022, definitely, I would say Onta. He's been trying. I would say MC Morris for sure. One thing about Morris, one thing I like about him is that he's always thinking of something new. Something new to start. He's always want to be unique in whatever he does, which I respect a lot about him. We have who else? We have 2022 Hunter. We have DJK. It's not so known. It's just started coming up. He did the celebrity boat cruise, the Echo Vision guy, and I would say for now, for me, it's mostly Hunter TV and Morris
Oh,
because and the Echo guy too because they brought AY and Ellen Paul, the recent events that we've been having. Yeah, so yeah, they've been doing good. Yeah.
yeah, that's well for whatever my audience, I'm going to say whatever Emilian mentions is a force to be reckoned with. This is because I when I introduced her earlier, I told you she's a go-to person when it comes to
Mhm.
events, and she is a supporter of the community. She's here and there, and sometimes Emilian, without mind saying what, I wonder how you get your energy. You're always there, you're always out, you're always supporting. Like, oh my god, I wish I had that energy. I don't have.
For me, it's a therapy. Like it's therapeutic for because this is
Yeah.
a country where you're always working. You need that time to balance it. You need that time to relieve the stress. So
Hmm. Hmm.
for me, it's just going out and having fun.
Okay, that's great. Well, that's great. That's a take home.
And like also, you can also socialize, network too. It helps you to meet new people, network with people. People see you out and they want to do business with you. They want to because they feel you'll be able to reach out to more audience. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. Now, Emilian, let's look at it critically. It's going to be unfair of me to have you on my show without talking about the Niger Wives of Toronto.
Ninja wives, Ninja
You
wives of Toronto. Yeah,
Yeah, you just told me. I thought you were just an actress on it, but now you told me you're a co-producer. That's
yeah.
interesting. So I'm just going to give you like 2 minutes to talk about it. Like, how far have you people taken this content global? I know I've watched series of interviews on international televisions where you people speak. Could you just tell us how far you've gone and the next phase you people plan taking this vision to?
So the concept of Ninja Wives of Toronto started with, we saw other reality TV shows about women, their daily life, their family life, career, and we're like, you know what? Why don't we do something, that has to do with Nigerian women living in diaspora, especially living in Canada, Toronto, Canada. So that's where that came up. So it was actually created by three other ladies and they talked to me about it and said if I was interested and I said yes, and another lady. So that's how we started. So yeah, like you said, you watch some of the shows, you see it's about navigating our life, our daily life, everything we do with family, with there's always drama, there's gossip, there's also resolution when there's a fight or anything. So we just want people to see how we as Nigerians also promote our culture, our food, the dresses, the clothes we have, and also we have a like the pidgin English, which I call it the African patois. We just wanted people to see a different side of Nigeria, and especially the women and the family. So far, we have 3 seasons. We had our first season; it was aired on YouTube, but right now we have a app called Afroland TV. That is you can go watch the show there. We have another TV in the US called Swag TV. That is also you can also watch the show on Swag TV. And we are in talks with a very popular, I don't want to say anything more, but a popular network. It's about to you're about to do something with us, and that would be really, really major for us. And also, um, we are coming up with Niger Wives of Hollywood in the US. That is Nigerian women living in Hollywood. We're going coming up with that, and also Niger Wives of Atlanta. So watch out for those shows.
Wow, that's a beautiful one. You spoke like
Mhm.
I was very excellent
Thank you.
discussing on behalf of the theme. And I wish you guys all the best. And
Thank
I'm
you.
optimistic that when you keep the vision high, the world would get to know you guys very soon. On this,
Mhm.
well, let's take another very short break. We are 38 minutes into the show. Let's take a break. Then when we come back, we're going to go back to questions that has to do with cooperation, and we want your own ideas, a way you can advise how unity can come in the industry. But before then, let's take this break, and I'll be right back. All right, welcome back, and we are still on the show this afternoon. We're looking at the Nigerian Canadian entertainment industry. Um, we would want to welcome back our guests, and once we are back with our guests, we will go straight to the next question I have with me. All right, Emilian, it's a pleasure having you back here. Thank you for staying tuned with us. Now, to what extent would you describe cooperation among key players in the Nigerian Canadian industry? This is a very sensitive question, but I feel we should mention it. Well,
Mhm.
I know that there have been some people at some point. There have been fallouts between people, and on major on a lot of different fronts between key players. But the question is up to you. Let's have your views on this.
Right now, I would say there's not a lot of cooperation among key players right now because every individual wants to do their thing. And sometimes I do not blame them because I think they've tried it and it didn't work out. Most times it has to do with greediness. It has to do with more when it comes to money and Nigerians. You know what I'm trying to say? That is one of the major issues that I see that they are having. It would have been really good for them to be able to cooperate and give us what we want. Because when it comes to cooperation, you have your idea and the other person has the idea. And when both of you bring those ideas together, because a lot of Nigerians are used to some certain events. Now they want something different. They don't want the same thing. They don't want to come to the same show. There was a show recently about a lady that brought two people, one from the US and one from Nigeria, and it was a flop. The day one I saw that flyer, I'm like, what? Who advised this lady to do this show?
Oh,
Because if
are you talking about the Cora
Cora and
and
yeah,
Angela Badmus? Okay.
and I did not Badmos, yeah. When I saw the flyer from day one, I'm like, who advised this lady to do such a show? It would have, because the first thing I saw, it looked like a college event where you have college students coming to meet, do like a meet and greet and see a celebrity and all that. That show is not to me, for me, because I've been in the social circle a lot in the Nigeria community. I can tell you, just looking at a flyer of an event, I know how the turnout is going to be. So when it comes to cooperation, if that lady could have met somebody that has been in this industry more than her and gone to that person and told them this is what I want to do, but what do you think I can do or you can do with me that we can cooperate together to make this show. This is the idea I want. It would have been a success. So that is what I'm saying. Don't try and because you have the funds or you have somebody to sponsor it and you just want to, try an event just like that. Cooperation matters, collaboration matters. It helps. And I tell you at the end of the day, you'll be happy you did it. If Nigerians can do this, but I see there's a lot of clashes going on. When two people organize an event, the next minute you see they are not together anymore. What is going on? That's what I'm always asking. What is going on? Because everybody's like, oh, he cheated me. Oh, he didn't tell me this. Oh, he didn't tell me that. They just need to sit down and, have a meeting of all promoters, key players in industry. They need to have like a meeting. Everybody sit down together and really talk about what's going on. Why are there always clashes? Why are people not able to cooperate? This person doesn't trust this person. There's a particular person, I don't want to call his name. Nobody wants to do business with him anymore. Because right now he has a very bad reputation because of things like this. And he has audience, he has people that would have, want to watch whatever he has to do. But because he doesn't have a good reputation anymore, because of his past, things that he has done, this is what I'm saying. That is why cooperation is going to be a little bit hard in this industry until they sit down, talk about what's going on, and look for a way to fix it.
All right, thank you so much, Emilian. This is very realistic, and it's a very casual episode of the show because we are saying what it is. We are saying it as it is, and then we're also putting a formal disclaimer that for every names or anything we mention on this program, they are subject to our views and our
It's
own,
our views and opinions, yeah.
as onlookers, as stakeholders, as participants in the industry. Yeah. Now, you've said it all, and that takes me back to little things people have tried to do in the community. I know that Shivnika Faridi has tried to bring promoters together, and within the first 3 4 months, there were issues, there were crises.
Always, always.
I know that December 2021, MC Maurice and I and some other people will try to bring a group of entertainers, like end of year get together for entertainers. I couldn't attend it at the end of the day due to some challenges. I know that his own objective also was okay, bring people together and let's work as a team. Now, it also flew, and later again, there was still crisis. The fact is this: I don't know how we can handle this situation, but it is a fundamental thing in terms of unity, people coming together. There is power in unity, but that is not the case here because one, I think what is responsible for some of these things, Emilian, is that people who are not experienced because you are now in Canada, you just feel you have the fund. You feel, oh, I know it all. Then you go into practicals. You now begin. Well, there's nothing bad in going into practicals, but the fact is this: it's also good when you liaise with people you meet on ground.
Exactly what I'm saying. Liaise with those that have been there.
Yeah, you never underestimate the journey. You see, and that's why for someone like me, like I always try to see myself in a bridge between people. The likes of Fumi Olumade Yamato, these people they've been there. They've done. There's nothing new we're doing. Yamato was not never doing in the past. The likes of Mrs. Ochelabi, they were doing comedy. They were doing all these things. That was their own style. There is no event you want to organize today that Shifrinka family has not done. He has brought in Shino Peters, he has brought in Soniade, he has brought in, when we look at the likes of Microbel, he's a bridge. He brings in stars. He created his own brand to be kind of uniquely top notch, and he built it around that way. And he's open to supporting people, but maybe individual preferences because a lot of these people also, just like I said, experience sense of management. Do you know how to lead? Do you know how to manage? Do you know how to drive? When we look at all these together, like I get to begin to understand that we might never get anywhere so soon. But it is my prayers that things don't get worse, whereby the real people who knows the value of putting together a good event are denied such response from the people because of infiltrators. I call some of these people infiltrators. You don't study the terrain, you just jump on it because you feel
Just
so.
jump on it,
You
exactly.
just jump on it. You just jump on it. It's not healthy for our own industry as a community. Now, once again, it's 46 minutes into the show, and I have this other question. Can you run us through some major annual events you think that are major, and you want people to always look up to in this 2022? That once you hear this thing for this year, man, you need to go catch some fun there. Emilian, over to you.
Um, First of all, summer 2022 is almost over, so a lot of major events have already passed. But um, I don't. Okay. Lola Lawo is there's an award coming up in October, I believe. We have Chelsea Currency. She also have Amala events, which is a unique event that I like.
Yeah, that's
They have,
all right.
yeah. So, which is a unique event coming up in October too. Which other event is coming up? There's an award coming up in December, but it's not official yet. Also for entertainers. This is for entertainers only because Lola Lawo does more of entertainers, realtors, everyone. So that's the difference between the one Lola Lawo is organizing and the one coming up in December. For the one in December, it's mostly for entertainers, actors, actress, singers, um, content creators, lots of people in entertainment. That's what the one in December is for. And which other event is coming up again? I think Lola Lawo and Chelsea Currency for now, and some few events like charity events, yeah, coming up too. I think it's called golf ball or something, but it has to do about for charity. It's good too. You go to help and donate money for or orphanages in Nigeria. That's where they take the money to, so to donate to orphanages, which is good too. So you're gonna be see a lot of flyers out there. You can go on my okay. I'll give you my contact later. I do, like you said earlier, I do promote a lot of events for people. I just do it to let people know what's going on in the industry or in the community rather, because a lot of Nigerians don't know what is going. I'm telling you, a lot of people when I post out something and said, "Oh my God, when is this coming up? I didn't hear about this." So people don't really know. So we want Nigerians to be able to know what's coming up, events that are coming up, so they can attend. And you can also go on what is it called now? Eventbrite too. You can type in Nigerian events. You will see some events too that are coming up that you can buy a ticket on Eventbrite, which is good. I think another one is Ticket. It is Ticket Getaway or something.
Yeah, Ticket Gateway.
Yeah, Ticket Gateway too. You can also go there, type in Nigeria events. You see a lot of events, Nigerian musicians coming in. Yeah, a lot of events coming up. So for next summer too, we have a lot of events like the boat cruise organized by the all white boat cruise organized by Jimmy Alashila. I always miss his name.
Yeah, I
Those
like.
are really, yeah, major events. I know some people are even Onta TV too has his own boat cruise events. We have comedy shows by MC Morris, The Don, Mr. President, and the rest of them. They all have comedy shows coming up. What other events? We have barbecue events too. Most of our Nigerian stores, our Nigerian restaurants, they do organize barbecue events every summer. So watch out for that too. And I just remember Didon is having Laugh Payday coming up next month, I think. So that's another comedy event you should watch out for. Yeah.
Yeah, you've not mentioned some other ones. Let's look
Yes.
at it. Like for annual events, I know that Ankara Festival is in the sixth edition,
Yeah. Yeah. True. True. True.
and
True.
it's an event that is always sold out. It's always a full to capacity. They're having around,
True. True. It's
um,
coming up next week, right?
yeah, next week. And also, T World Entertainment will be having the second edition of their Lagos Carnival Toronto. It's another
Oh
event
yeah.
greatly supported by the people from Nigeria. We had a lot of government officials, chiefs.
There's also a beauty pageant for teenagers coming up. I just remembered on the 7th,
Yeah,
a
yeah,
beauty pageant for teenagers too. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Oh, true. There's a lot of events still coming up. Yeah,
yeah. A
yeah.
lot of events coming. Again.
Yeah. For me, I'm like, summer is almost over, you know?
Yeah, don't remind me of that. Don't remind me of that. Came so soon that Bill is gonna get no way,
I know.
no way. Okay,
Wow.
Emilian, it's been great chatting with you, and we've been able to run through all those major programs we've mentioned, and we are using this medium. I'll say we now because I see that we belong to the same school of thoughts that event organizers should one cooperate layers work as a team with each other so that they don't mess up the industry.
Yeah.
They should also seek for professional ideas and opinions.
Ideas.
There is nobody that is there is nobody that is an island of knowledge, and showbiz, it's serious business. That was what Funny Bone was telling me the other time. It was like, you said, people in Canada that we are taking showbiz as part time. He said no, it's a full business. It's a full time business. People should begin to do. You don't just jump out and do this. In terms of feeling body pulses, community pulses. I have I run a non-profit organization whereby we invite people for events. I see a lot of you could when you put something online to register, I could get 1,000 people register. But what about the turnout? You're gonna see just like 100 or 200 people. I like, oh my God,
Exactly.
so
Exactly.
that's why there are a lot of things when you pass through all these things. Okay, for example, our last event was great. Like it was, we changed the approach because we did one, two, three, four events. We've done like five events this year.
Mm-hmm.
We understood the terrain. So the last event was a blow. Like, thank God we had different sections. Like, assuming we planned one place, that venue wouldn't have taken people because we changed the approach. So when you want to come into things like this, you ask people how do they do it. You ask questions. So it's going to be a guide. So on the final note, Lady Emilian, could you tell us? I want to thank you for your time. And what's your advice? I've just given my own advice, which is, like I said, it's an informal program today. We are rubbing minds as stakeholders. So on your own side, would you round off with advice you have for key players, for people coming up in the industry?
I would say you've said it all. For key players, they should continue doing what they're doing because right now, the entertainment industry in Canada as a whole is really coming up now, which is good. There's a lot of events, a lot of shows, and a lot of people are coming out. They really want to see what's going on out there. And also, as you said, for corporation, please, sometimes you have the funds, but somebody else have the idea. You can just go around, find out. Somebody might have a unique idea that has not been ever done before. With you having the funds, you guys can cooperate, collaborate, and bring out something really, really successful. And also our Nigerians out there in Canada, if you have a talent like singing, like whatever you think you can do to also entertain our fellow Nigerians, don't keep it to yourself. Go out there, try to find out key players, try to find out promoters. You can tell them what you can do, like you're a singer or you have a dancing group or whatever you can do to also, bring out that talent there and show people what you have. Yeah. So that's part of my advice for everyone.
All right. Thank you so much for your time, Lady Emilian. It's such a pleasure having you with us in the studios this beautiful Sunday afternoon. I want to say thank you for your time on behalf of myself and the entire team of the Spotlight Talk Show. We say thank you so much for honoring our call, and we hope that sometimes in the future, when we call you, you will be able to, attend again for us to have this kind of review and evaluation, profiling solutions for a way forward for our Nigerian Canadian and entertainment industry.
Thank you for having me. And also my Instagram handle is Emilian_Andrew. And my Facebook, same thing, Emilian_Andrew. And it's Emilian with an N. Emilian. Thank you.
Yeah, and your phone number for people who might want to need your help in terms of promoting their events.
So I'm gonna give out my phone number, but please, it's only for
Business.
business. Please, it's only for business. You need me to be your brand ambassador, or you need me to, whatever business we can do together. Please, only business only. So my number is 647-761-1959. Thank you, Akim.
You're welcome. Have a beautiful day, Emilian. Bye.
I will, and you too. Bye.
Yeah. All right, guys, wherever you're watching us, we say thank you so much for being a part of this beautiful show. My name remains Akim Ogumilade. We say thank you to our sponsors, Mr. Bayo Olaushebikon of 21st of Century 21. His phone number is 647-913-1934. If you want to get a property, a dream property, I'm telling you, they are the ones to reach out to. Let's take their advert, and from there we say it's goodbye on this beautiful edition of the show.